During World War II, a powerful image of a woman in a red polka dot bandana and rolled-up sleeves became one of the most famous symbols in history. Her name is Rosie the Riveter, often searched today as Rosie Rivet, and she represents millions of women who stepped into factories when the men went to war. But Rosie is not just a poster, she is a story about strength, change, and courage during difficult times in world history. During the 1940s, many women worked long hours in factories building airplanes, weapons, and supplies that helped support soldiers overseas. This shift changed how people saw women forever, because they proved they could do jobs once thought impossible for them to handle, and they did it with pride. Right here, on History of Simple Things. The image most people recognize as Rosie the Riveter was created in 1943 by an artist named J. Howard Miller. It was not originally meant to be a long-lasting icon, but a wartime poster made for a company called Westinghouse Electric to encourage workers to keep producing war materials. The famous phrase on the poster says, "We can do it." But many people later connected this strong woman image with the broader idea of Rosie the Riveter, even though the name was not on the original design. At that time, the goal was simple: motivation, boost morale, and remind women that they were needed in factories more than ever before. Because so many men were away at war and production had to continue without stopping even for a single day. This poster was one piece of a much larger propaganda effort used across the United States to support the war effort and strengthen national unity during uncertain times. While the poster is famous, the real inspiration behind Rosie the Riveter is actually more complicated than many people think. For years, one woman named Geraldine Hoff Doyle was believed to be the face of the image after a photograph of her working in a factory spread in magazines. However, later, research pointed to another woman named Naomi Parker Fraley, who was photographed working at a Navy machine shop in California wearing a polka dot bandana very similar to the poster style people recognize today. She was one of many real workers whose daily effort helped keep factories running during the war. The truth is, Rosie was not just one person, but a mix of many women who worked in factories welding, building, and assembling machines under tough conditions and long hours, while also balancing life at home with families, children, and responsibilities that did not disappear just because war had started in another part of the world. This collective effort is what truly shaped the meaning of Rosie Riveter. As time passed, the image of Rosie the Riveter became more than just a wartime message. It turned into a symbol of women stepping into roles that were once closed to them. In 1942, a song titled Rosie the Riveter, written by Red Evans and John Jacob Loeb, helped spread the name even further, telling stories of a strong woman who worked hard and supported the war effort while also staying brave and confident. The song played on radios across America, making the idea of Rosie feel alive and real for everyday people. Factories were filled with women who learned skills like welding, riveting, and machine operation, proving that they could adapt quickly and perform under pressure. This shift did not just help win the war, it also changed society by opening new possibilities for women. After the war ended, many were encouraged to leave factories, but the impact of their work could not be erased. It stayed in history as a turning point for gender roles and expectations forever. After World War II ended, the Rosie image did not disappear. It slowly evolved into something much bigger than its original purpose. In the 1980s and beyond, Rosie the Riveter was revived as a feminist symbol representing women's strength, independence, and ability to work in any field they choose. Posters, shirts, and media began using the image again, but this time it was no longer just about war production. It was about equal opportunity and recognition for women's labor in everyday life. Schools, workplaces, and communities started to reflect on how much had changed since the 1940s, yet how many challenges still remained. Even today, Rosie is often used in discussions about gender equality, but it is important to remember that she started as a simple encouragement during a difficult time, not as a planned political statement. This shows how powerful images can become when people connect them with real-life experiences and shared struggle. Over time, the meaning grows beyond what anyone originally intended and becomes part of culture. Today, Rosie the Riveter is still seen in museums, books, and classrooms as a reminder of what people can achieve during hard times. She is not a real single historical person, but a symbol built from many real stories of women workers during World War II. Because of this, her identity is shared, collective, and evolving depending on who is telling the story. In modern times, she represents resilience, hard work, and the idea that people can step up when society needs them most. For younger generations, the story is often simplified to make it easier to understand, but the core message stays the same. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things under pressure. When you look closely at history, you see that change is not always made by leaders alone. It is also shaped by workers whose names are often not recorded but whose actions still shape the world we live in today. Rosie reminds us that impact does not always require fame, just effort, consistency, and doing what needs to be done. So when you see the image of Rosie the Riveter today, it is more than just a vintage poster. It is a reminder that history is shaped by everyday choices and everyday people, especially during moments of crisis. The women behind this symbol were not perfect or superhuman. They simply showed up, did the work, and changed what society believed was possible for them and for those who came after. Their story is a quiet reminder that progress often starts in places most people overlook, like factories, workshops, and ordinary lives shaping the future in unseen ways. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.